What it do, H-Town, what it do? On today's show, we will discuss the Houston Texans starters played a full quarter. Also, the Houston Texans' entire team played very well against the New York Giants. We're going to discuss and chop up the good, the bad, the ugly from today's game. Also, a well-known name in the running back room should not make the 53-man roster.
Watch your mouth!
We're going to chop up who that is. And last but not least, if the Houston Texans decide to keep 6 receivers, which guys you got making the 53-man roster, baby? H-Town, get your listening ears ready, strap up your boots, and let's go.
Hey, Houston fans, I am so happy.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1.
Are you ready? I was born for this. Look, every Sunday, whenever we play, I get that text. Are you ready?
Texas!
The pitch. And Altuve hits it in the air pretty deep to left. Carter is back at the wall, leaps, and it is gone! It's gone! How do you like that?
One game at a time.
Green still with it. Gets it back, lets it fly, and got it!
Win on 2, 1, 2.
Welcome back, H-Town. Welcome back. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to spend a few minutes here on Everything H-Town Sports Debate Show. I'm your dreadhead host, Hot Topic TV. And like always, please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, hit that notification bell so you can get the latest flames that your boy drop about your Houston Texans, your Houston Rockets, and your Houston Astros. But on to the topic at hand. The Houston Texans played a football game today, and they went against the New York Football Giants, and they handled the game pretty much handedly. I mean, they looked very, very well. They look like a well-coached team. They look like a well-oiled machine. Yes, every game has some good, every game has some bad, and every game has some ugly. It's up and downs within a game. It's up and downs within a season that just happens in NFL football. But for the most part, the Houston Texans look pretty good. The defense looked pretty good. The offense looked pretty good for what it was worth. The first team looked pretty well. The first team defense looked, really well. So it was some good, some bad, and some ugly. But we're going to start with the good. And the good was the first drive. C.J. Stroud throwing the ball all over the park. He hit multiple tight ends, hit multiple receivers. I believe it's like 4 or 5 different guys that C.J. Stroud hit on that drive. They ended up getting it into the red zone. It would have been a field goal if they would have been in a regular season. They would have brought Jaime Fairbairn out to kick the 3, and it would have been a scoring drive right out the gate. But they wanted to work on some things. It was preseason, so they went ahead and went for it on 4th down. Ended up getting a turnover on downs. But for the most part, C.J. Stroud in their first team offense just moved the ball up and down the field, and it looked like a well-oiled machine for the pretty much of that first drive. They didn't end up playing the starters, but maybe a quarter, so we didn't get to see too much of those guys. But what I did see, I was pretty pleased. I know they just wanted to get everybody out there healthy and pretty much bubble wrap these guys for September. For the first game, for the Indianapolis Colts, they putting the rest of these starters on the bubble wrap. Everyone in the offensive line started except for Laremy Tunsil. They had Fisher in there, the 2nd-round pick that we drafted out of Notre Dame. He played well at the left tackle position, So that guy is more than serviceable and might end up taking somebody's job sooner than later. But the guy is he's a decent fill-in. For at right tackle or left tackle for Laremy Tunsil if he's out, or for Titus Howard if he's out. But some of the bad that I seen was really in the run game. The run game, Dameon Pierce, man. I know he was a hometown hero when we was going through like a down time and down moments. And the team was just very void of talent, and it was very void of any superstars or any all-pros or possible all-pros or future all-pros. It was very void of talent. And Dameon Pierce stood out. Yes, he had almost had 1,000-yard season. Yes, he was a very, very, very physical runner, and he did a lot. But I think from these last 2 seasons, I'm starting to see, man, it's like when Dameon Pierce gets the ball, he just goes full speed into the crowd. It's no avoiding the crowd. It's no shiftiness. It's he can't reverse the field. He can't really do too much that these other running backs are doing with less, because these guys are doing it with maybe the 3rd and 4th string offensive line, some guys that are pieced together who probably won't make this team. And Dameon Pierce has seemed to take over the first team reps since Joe Mixon has been down. They probably won't play Joe Mixon until September, the first game against the Indianapolis Colts. But right now, Dameon Pierce is getting the starters treatment, and I haven't seen anything out of Dameon Pierce that I'm truly excited about. I mean, maybe today he had a 4-yard run, but for the most part, Dameon Pierce always seems to get stopped dead to rights. He always seems to just run right into the crowd as of late. I'm not really sure this scheme fits Dameon Pierce well. So I'm kind of like in between, because I like Dameon Pierce. I like what Dameon Pierce brings. I like him as a person. He's very entertaining. He has a wife, new babies. I don't want to see no man lose a job or anything like that. I like what Dameon Pierce brings to the table on special teams, as far as his work ethic, as far as what type of guy he is in the locker room. But his talent in this it's more talent in this running back room that should make this roster over what Dameon Pierce brings. And specifically, a couple of guys like Cam Akers, British Brooks. Man, those guys are looking way, way better with way, way less. And they seem to keep making it happen. But that is some of the bad that I've seen. Some of the bad defensively that I've seen was, oh my God, they let Singletary, which I know it was a motivated Devin Singletary, but man, it was some gaping holes to just run up the middle. Dude, it was like 3, 4, 5 yards before he was even touched a couple of times. So that's a little disturbing. I know Danico Autry is going to be out for 6 games. That's a little disturbing, man, when you have your first team defensive tackles in there. And those guys are not touching guys until they 4 or 5 yards deep or away from the line of scrimmage. So that's kind of a little, like alarming. Other than that, as far as the linebacker core, Henry Tuttle looks okay. Those guys going to be okay, especially when Christian Harris come back. There's going to be a lot of speed, a lot of coverage, a lot of downhill popping people. The defensive backs, Kamari Lassiter, serviceable. Look, did a pretty good job for a rookie. Derek Stingley Jr. is a dog. He's a ball hawk. He's an all-pro. I don't care what nobody say. That dude is a football player and one of the best ball-hawking cornerbacks in the NFL. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care how many games he missed. When that guy touches that turf or touches that artificial field, that guy is a beast. And on the very first play, he jumped the route, just dropped the ball, but that was a pick right there, as well as ended up still getting it back, man, running up the sideline, man. They threw a pass deep. Stingley right there. He pretty much baits the quarterback to throw it. Let the receiver get a little ahead of him, and then he just his recovery speed. He catches it, boom, gets the pick, turn it around. That guy is lights out. If Stingley stays healthy, I don't see a cornerback touching this guy in the league right now. Stingley Island is a real thing, and I'm not just saying that. Everybody that's watching this guy is balling. That guy is a ball hawk. And last year he had, 5 interceptions and didn't even play but half of the games. Come on, man. Come on, man. That's a ball hawk. But that's some good that I've seen defensively. The safety, Kalen Bullock, 3rd round draft pick. Nice pickup. Lot of range. He seems to be around the ball and find the ball and help make plays. He looked very, very good. Solomon Byrd had a nice strip sack like he did at USC. He looked very nice. He looked like the guy that you watched on film or that you watched on the highlight reels at USC, getting around with a nice bend and strip sacking the quarterback. He did that in today's game, so he looked well. I like what he brings. I hope he can make the team. I know it's going to be a long shot, but they're going to need some help, and that guy should make the team. He was a draft pick this year as well, so I think he should make this roster. Like I said, man, as far as the running game, that was a little scary. As far as stopping the run, that was a little scary. But in the second half, the running game kind of picked up a little bit. Guys like Cam Akers, man. Cam Akers was dead to right and reversed the field, and I believe still got about 5, 6, 7 yards out of that run. That guy looks good. I know he had a torn ACL, but that guy looks better than Dameon Pierce. I'm just telling you guys. He looks good. British Brooks, that's a big, fast, shifty. I like the guy. I like the kid. This kid should be on the roster. I can't really say his name. Omagumawale. He's serviceable. He probably make this roster just because he's a special team savant. He's really, really good on special teams. And he does some decent things in the running game. But I like British Brooks. And I definitely like what Cam Akers is bringing. It's going to be hard to deny those guys. If those guys do get cut, they're going to get picked up instantly. And we're going to be stuck with the Dameon Pierce running full steam ahead in a crowd of guys. Can't beat anybody. H-Town. Though that's the good and the bad and the ugly from what I've seen this preseason game. It is what it is. And just that, it's a preseason game. H-Town. It's a well-known guy that's in this running back room that should not, and I mean should not make this 53-man roster.
Damn!
And I'm pretty sure that everybody in Houston and everybody in the United States of America that watches NFL football agrees with me. And the guy name is Dameon Pierce. I like Dameon Pierce, dude. I like Dameon Pierce, man. As a person, I don't wish any bad on anybody. I don't want anybody to lose a job, but these guys make millions of dollars. You have to be a productive person. I'm on my regular job. I must maintain the production that these people want, or I'm out of there. So these guys are making millions to play a kid's game, and Dameon Pierce he's just not doing it for me, man. He's not being very productive. I haven't really seen him break any good runs. Maybe he got a 4-yard run today, maybe, and that's because he fell forward a little bit. But as far as finding the holes, showing a little bit of shiftiness, showing vision, he just hasn't done that. This running back room is stacked. I know it ain't just big time names, but players that can be something that people can be like, wow. Just like the receiving core was last year, everybody was like, oh, we don't really know. Tank Dell came out, did his thing. Nico Collins stepped up, showed his thing. I think it's a couple of these guys that's in this running back room that has some talent and can bring a lot to the table for this Houston Texans team. And these are the couple of guys. You got Joe Mixon, I believe. He's a lock. Joe Mixon is a 1,000-yard back. Joe Mixon is 6'1", 6'2", 220 pounds. That's a big guy who can catch out the backfield, who can run in between the tackles, who can run a zone run scheme. The guy is just a starter. He's built to be a starter. Cam Akers. They brought him out the streets. D'Amico Ryans initially just wanted to see what the guy have. And in the last few interviews from D'Amico Ryans, Cam Akers have been brought up on numerous of times about the stuff that he's doing. He's making plays with the third string line. Half of these guys will probably not even be a pro past a year or two. And he's out there still doing it even after coming off a torn ACL. So, to me, man, if you got a guy in Cam Akers who's coming off a torn ACL, he's getting his footing back together, and he still looks more explosive and better than Dameon Pierce, we got a problem. Also, I like my guy British Brooks. I know I said that in the first segment, the first part of this video, but British Brooks looked very, very good with his opportunities. When he had the opportunity, he stepped on his field. He took advantage of his opportunity. He looks like a guy that if he don't make the 53, you gotta pray you can hide and tuck him, on the practice squad. You gotta hope, and then maybe next season you can kind of incorporate him, or if somebody gets hurt, you can bring him in. But I believe that guy should be on this roster somewhere. Because that guy, he's big, he's fast, he's pretty shifty. The guy plays football hard. Also, the running back Jawar Jordan, we drafted him in the 6th round. He's very, very small, but that's another guy that you drafted, took a flyer on. Might have to stash him on the practice squad as well. I don't know. I haven't seen too much of the guy to just say he should be on the 53-man roster. He should be one of the 48 to suit up or whatever like that. So I'm still kind of reserved on him. I got to see a little bit more. Possibly you see a little bit more of him in British Brooks in the 4th preseason game for us. But as far as Cam Akers and Joe Mixon, these guys should be on the roster. Omagumwale, he's possibly going to make this roster because of his special teamness, even though that's not a word. Special teamness. His special teamness is very, very good. I created my own word, special teamness. But he's going to make this roster because he's the emergency kicker. He runs down. He does a lot for this team, and deservingly so. He's a good player for this team. He can do multiple things, and they like guys who can do multiple things. But that's how I feel about this running back position. Dameon Pierce, I love you, my guy, but see you. Wouldn't want to be you. Hey, Sam, this is your final segment, or the final clips, or whatever you want to call it, baby. This is the last of the Mohicans for this video. And my question was, if the Houston Texans kept only 6 wide receivers, which guys should make the cut? And we know the 3 that are locks in Stephon Diggs, Nico Collins, and Tank Dell. But after that, it's a flip of a coin. And John Mechie, high 2nd round pick. I was thinking the guy was going to be cut. The guy should be cut. He wasn't doing it for me. Xavier Hutchinson was looking better. But in today's game against the New York Football Giants, John Mechie showed me something. Scored a touchdown. He almost made an impossible catch on the sideline. He was getting open. He did what he had to do as a receiver, and he's starting to look like he's explosive. He looked a little more explosive than Hutchinson, but Hutchinson is more of a gadget guy, big guy. He'd go up there and get it. Still a little bit of raw in him, but him and Mechie is a toss-up to me. But they both young guys with potential talent. So to me, I'm guessing the Texans might keep both of those guys, but that gives you 5. So if you give you your 3 locks in Stephon Diggs, Nico Collins, and Tank Dell, and then you decide to keep the potential, like as far as Xavier Hutchinson and John Mechie, that's 5 spots. So it's a flip of a coin between Noah Brown and Robert Woods to me. And both of those guys have been injured a lot lately. Noah Brown has been having problems with his back, even though we brought him back and gave him about $5 million. I don't know how much is guaranteed, but Noah Brown did some good things when he was available. Robert Woods is the same way. Robert Woods, when he's available, he's good. He's a first down machine. He's a safety blanket for C.J. Stroud. So it's a flip of a coin between those guys. But if the Houston Texans decide to go with veteran presence and keep both of those guys, then it's going to be a coin toss between Mechie and Hutchinson. I'm not really sure. They have a lot to think about, but I'm gonna say the Houston Texans go with potential. So they go with the 3 locks in Stephon Diggs, Nico Collins, and Tank Dell. They keep Xavier Hutchinson and John Mechie, and then flip of a coin, keep one of those veteran receivers as far as Noah Brown and Robert Woods. One of those guys will be cut. Maybe they find some better options on the waiver wire or whatever and bring them in, and then maybe cut one of the young guys and put them on a practice squad or something like that. But that's my opinion. That's what I think. H-Town, sorry for this video. I've been out for a while. I've been MIA, but I tried to bring you the heat, the flames, the energy, voice cracking a little bit. But H-Town, I appreciate you guys joining me. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. And it's real. It's been real, H-Town. I'm your dreadhead host, baby. And peace.
Texas!
Put some respect on our name.